Guys, welcome back to the Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at a figure from the Black Series 3.75 line. So a line we don't really tend to look at too much on the channel anymore, but as I mentioned in the previous video, because of all the entertainer selling all the good figures at cheap prices, I've been able to pick some of these up, and the first one we're going to look at is the Imperial Navy Commander. Now before we look at this one, we'll take a look at the packaging this one comes in. As you can see, it's a 2015 style which had the TIE Fighter pilot backdrop, and then across the back you have all the different details on there, as well as some artwork right here. Of course these characters go under different names. You have the Death Star Trooper or the Death Squad Commander, depending on which versions you're getting, but this one's been titled Imperial Navy Commander. This one was a reissue figure, so this one originally was released in the Vintage Collection back in 2012 and was then reissued as part of the collection back in 2013, and I'm a big fan of these kind of troopers. They're like my favourite ranking of Imperial troopers. I've just always liked the design of them, the black uniforms, the dark black helmets they have. I've just really liked it, and I'm glad I've been able to buy a couple of these, because since the entertainers started selling these cheap, I've bought a ton of them. So I've now got like an army of these things building up in my collection, and I'm ecstatic to have all of them available. Of course, the accessories that come with them include this his regular helmet, which can be removed, just like that. And then of course you have his blaster pistol, like most of these troopers wield. Of course they've gone with a new design for the character, so it's sort of a blonde character design, because there've been releases of these figures before, but this one was brand new for the Vintage Collection, because they could have just reissued the Death Star Trooper from the 30th anniversary, but they've chosen not to, which is a good thing. So they've got a full new unique design to them. Initially the helmet was rather loose and balanced on the figure, but this one just required a little bit of boiling it, so I had to boil the chin strap inside, like the simple thing of boiling the chin strap, so it loosens it out a bit, and then I was able to position it better so it fits on, it has more of a snug fit. That was my only real negative thing about the figure, but it was just easy to fix. If you're one of those collectors that wants to do that kind of thing, I suggest just doing that, because it's not that hard. Just boil the chin strap and just push it up a little bit, and you'll be able to freeze it there. But overall, this is a fantastic figure, and because they're going cheap, you can have an army build of these. If you have an entertainer near you that's selling these, you can buy a couple of them and have like a diorama even, because I'm just trying to think of how I could make dioramas in the future, and I might even do a Death Star control room one, and because I've got plenty of these to work it with. So that's good. Or I could do like a cell bay, the detention block one, because these are featured quite a lot in episode 4 at least, and there's a few in episodes 5 and 6 as well, but they have their most major appearance in A New Hope. Run down the articulation, you've got a ball jointed neck, ball hinged shoulders and elbows, swivel forearms, a swivel waist, swivel hips, ball hinged knees and ball hinged ankles. So it's a good round of articulation, so you can sit them down at desk to controls or something like that. And there's a holster down there too, so the blaster pistol can be removed and placed nicely in there. It fits nicely into the holster, and then you can have him either at a control panel or in the corner of a room, like guarding the entrance, because of course if you remember the Imperial briefing room scene, there are 2 of these by the door, sort of keeping an eye out, observing the meeting, should I say. But it's just a really great figure, and I'm really glad to be able to pick up several of these, because I've actually got about 6 of these now, 6 or 7, and then I've got a 30th anniversary Death Star Trooper, which I got from Star Wars Man in Manchester in Afflex there. But yeah, it's a good way to be able to improve these in the collection and have plenty more to work with. So yeah, so that's my review of the Imperial Navy Commander, or Death Squad Commander. I'll leave a link to the entertainer as well, where you can buy this thing and hopefully get one for yourself. But that's about all I have to say about this. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, leave a comment, subscribe for more, and follow me on my Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All links are down there in the description below. I'll see you next time, guys.